I got sunshine on my mind. I got so tired. I got sunshine in my hair. I got sunshine everywhere. I got sunshine on my mind. I got sunshine all the time. I got sunshine. Do you see the sunshine? Halo, halo, halo. Diva, yeah, yeah, and yeah. All right, listen to me. What are we doing today? We're going over the universal laws and the hierarchy of laws. Yes, it's been a long time since I've gone over those. All right, so we're going to do that today as I'm wearing my 5G to 5D t shirt. We stay winning. We stay winning. When we're going to, now I know this is backwards, I know. But when we're going from 5D to 5G, somebody asked me, I remember I was on the track running, and this woman was like, she's like, can you please explain that t-shirt to me? I don't understand. Why does it say 5D? Because that 5D is not a good thing. And I said to her, listen, what this t-shirt deals with is universal principles. So when the enemy tries to bury you with dirt, you take that dirt, you brush it off your shoulders, and you step up on it. And you use it to lift yourself to another level. All right. So when we're talking about 5G and all of this talk about how it can harm or hurt you and is supposed to disrupt your cells, well, what someone has told you is there is some kind of technology that can speak to your cells. If this technology can disrupt your cells, then there is a technology that can enhance your cells. That's duality. You can't create something that can't go the other way, that can't be used for good. If you create something that can be used for bad, then by law, the law of duality, it can be used for something good. It can be used to enhance yourself. I'm going to talk about that too, as I, get into this whole deal about the universal laws and the hierarchy of laws. Let me first thank the spirits for allowing me to be here and share this information with you. Thank you all, my spirits with vessels, for being here with me today and taking in the information so that we can, spread this great news, this great information, these great laws to other people who really don't know what's going on. All right. So now, again, getting back into it, when we know these laws, we stay winning. We stay winning. So y'all just flip that back because it's just supposed to go in right. All right. So now, let me get into this. If you all right now, if you all don't have the hierarchy of laws and the universal laws, I encourage you to go to unarepublic.com/docs, DOCS, because we're going through these laws today. unarepublic.com/docs. We're getting ready to go through these laws today, and we're going to make sure that we have an understanding of what's going on with these laws. You've seen them posted on my page. Some of you all have. Download them, print them, put them on your refrigerator, put them on your bathroom mirror, put them on your mirror in your bedroom. Learn these laws and let them become a part of you, because this is when you really start to learn to walk as a sovereign and as a as a God that you are. All right. So y'all want to get these laws. All right. Go to unarepublic.com/docs, DOCS. Thank you all for being here with me. I love you and I appreciate you and I thank you. So now, with that being said, we're talking about universal laws and hierarchy of laws today. And thank all two of you all for being here, because you know what? We're going through this. If don't the two of us get into the 5G, then damn it, that's the two of us that's supposed to be there. Come on, let's get it. Now, before I get into that, I want to say we got our seminars coming up. We've got the history seminar, we've got the back to basics seminar, we've got the final financial instruments seminar that are coming up. Those are starting the second week in July. All right. So the history session that's going to be on Sundays. That's starting on the 11th of July. Y'all can get in on that. We'll have the Back to Basics seminar that's going to be on the 12th. We have the Financial Instrument seminar that's going to be on the 14th. That's on Wednesdays. So if y'all want to be a part of that, you go to unauniversity.com/history for history, the history seminar. What you never learned. All right, we can go to, we want to be in the basics where we're dealing with the basics of establishing your trust and gaining your sovereignty. You're going to go to unauniversity.com/basics. And then if you want that financial instruments course, which is a upper level course, you have to have prerequisites. You have to understand trust. If you don't, you're not going to be able to get in that seminar. So if y'all want to get into it, you'll go to unauniversity.com/instruments. Now, if you want that financial instruments seminar and you don't have the basics, you can go to backtobasics.com. All right, you can go to DivaLarie.com. DIVToTheALYRI.com. DivaLarie.com. DIVToTheALYRI.com. You're going to be able to get that that Back to Basics seminar. All right, that's an 8-week session. And you can get the videos and watch it at your leisure. And you can have time to prepare for the financial instruments course, which is coming up the second week in July. All right, so once again, those are the 3 seminars. We got a packed session, got a packed season going on for summer 2021. So you'll want to be a part of it so you can get in there. Now, let me say this. We're broadcasting live on YouTube, broadcasting live on Facebook. So we need you all to please go and subscribe on YouTube. Even if you don't go on YouTube that much, go and subscribe to UNA Republic on YouTube. UNA Republic on YouTube. Okay, go and subscribe. All right, help us out. Help us out. Help us out. Go there, subscribe, and so we can build up that channel. Diva Larie is up. You can still get the videos at Diva Larie. We're uploading all of our videos to the UNA Republic site. All right. Had to take some scissors. Let's get this thing started. Now, we're talking about universal laws. As I said again, if you all want to get the universal laws, go to unarepublic.com/docs, DOCS. All right, so let's get into this. Now, one of the things that a lot of people who have dealt with us know, we're always dealing with the universal laws, the higher laws, anytime we're dealing with law, because if you don't have the higher laws in order, nothing in this lower level is going to work for you. Nothing. Now, I had this guy tell me today, I don't agree with your philosophies or something. He said, I don't agree. Okay, that's fine. I don't need you to agree with me because none of this is what Diva said. This is just what the laws are. This is just what the laws are. I'm not making any of this up. It's not coming from Diva's philosophy. No, but what UNA stands on, what all of UNA, the UNA platform stands on, the universal laws, the hierarchy of law, as well as the maxims, the UNA maxims of law. All right, we stand on those. We stand on them, and we stand on them hard. So if you want to challenge them, that's fine. I'm not asking you to agree with them. What I'm saying to you, go look them up, all right? Apply them to your life and watch what happens. That's what I'm saying. Now, you don't have to believe in anything that I say because this is not about you believing in anything. Go and get the information and then apply it. I dare you. And then watch your life change. All right? Watch your life change. Now, I had a sister who sent me a message today. I want to say to her, thank you. If she's watching today, I want to say to her, thank you. You know, sometimes we're putting this information out and it doesn't seem as though we're really reaching anyone. And so, I appreciate it when you all do send in your information and when you do share, because to be honest with you, sometimes, it gets to the point where it's like, you know what, nobody's paying attention, so why do it? But I do appreciate, every now and then you guys will reach out and you'll let us know that you are paying attention. You pay attention. And we appreciate it. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for the love. Thank you all for the support that you give to UNA to allow us to keep giving back to the community. So, all right, we're going to go into this now. Once again, if you have not downloaded them, unauniversity.com/docs, UNA Republic, unarepublic.com/docs, DOCS. All right, so now universal laws. I'm going to go through them. I'm going to skim through them, and you guys go along with me, because one of this, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I've used in my travels, because y'all know I travel a lot. And so in my travels, I use these laws. I live by them, especially when I want to manifest. I'm using these laws, and there are some specific ones in here that I use to manifest. There are specific ones that I use to reflect, to see what the energies are that are coming to me, so that I can see things in the past and I can see in the future. So when I tell people, yes, I'm an oracle, there are several of us out here who are predicting things and who can see things, but it's because we know these laws. When you know these laws, you have a different vision. And especially when we're talking about the universal laws, when you know them and you know how to stand on them, you don't have cognitive dissonance. You have a different vision. You can see things. And so these laws, they're going to make you oracle-esque. So when I talk about the universal laws, we're dealing with that spiritual side. All right. The spiritual laws that are in order. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Even when we're talking about 5G and all they demons and they devils, they trying to take us out. Hey, it doesn't matter. Everything in this dimension has to come from the universe, the top. You can't do nothing without going through the universe. And the universe is just. She is just going to return to you whatever energy you put out. She's just. That's all the universe is. So when you get these laws down, the universal laws, it enables you to really see things with a different set of eyes. All right. So we're going to go over universal laws. We're going to go over the hierarchy of laws. The hierarchy of laws is what I always go through when I'm dealing with people who are wanting to gain their sovereignty. All right. When you're wanting to gain your sovereignty, the hierarchy of laws is going to help you understand the order in which all of these characters or these entities that we know as governments and federal codes and, Bible laws, we're going to understand what the order is of them. Now, the hierarchy of laws is a law. It's on record. So this is a law. And I encourage people, like I said, print it. When you do your trust, put this in your trust, because nobody can argue with this hierarchy of law. So again, if you don't have it, go download it. Download it, unarepublic.com/DOCS. Let's get into it. Now, law of oneness, all right? When we're talking about universal laws, once again, we're talking about the spiritual energies that we put out. It deals with energies, all right? Law of oneness deals with we are all one, all right? When you see someone in your dimension, you got to recognize they're only your reflection. They are a part of you. You know why I say see someone? When you see something, even when you're seeing roaches, other beings, people of certain ilks, when they're in your dimension, these are people who are reflecting you. And that's what that law deals with. And a lot of people don't. I get it. A roach is reflecting me. Yes, it is. And it's likely saying you're leaving some filth around. I know. Oh, it ain't my house. Well, then what you doing over there in that place where you're attracting those entities? Yeah, is everything in your dimension is a reflection of you. All right. The law of energy and vibration. Every thought created, every sentence spoken, every action taken creates an energy and a vibration in the universe. Once again, when you put an energy out, it must come back. So when you think something, when you speak something, see, we're coming to understand how powerful our thoughts are. I've done a session on that, especially when we did the Paradise Retreat. We were able to do a session where you see exactly how your thoughts manifest. And when you understand what you're looking at in the third dimension, you can tell what somebody was thinking in their past. And I do that regularly. So again, knowing these laws gives you a different set of eyes, a different vision. All right, law of attraction. We manifest positive results by engaging in actions, speaking words, experiencing emotions, and provoking thoughts that support positive energy. All right, so now this is going back to whatever energy you put out must come back. It must come back. That's the law of action. When you take an action, if it's positive, of course, you're going to yield positive results. Likewise with negative actions. Now, the law of correspondence. We are the sole creators of energies within our lives. This is a big one. There are no victims. A lot of people want to feel as though they're a victim. Oh, in my childhood, this happened, and oh, this happened to me. This goes back to recognizing that we're gods and we're spiritual entities in these vessels. And the problem is that we don't recognize that we're spiritual entities in these vessels. And so we tend to think that when someone does something to us, that we are a victim, or I got a right to be mad, and I got a right to be upset. But what we're not recognizing is that whatever energy is coming to us, it's an energy that we put out. That's hard to see and hard to understand, especially when you start talking about a child, because we're not understanding that that child is an old spirit coming back from the cosmos. That child just got back. And what that child is carrying behind it is baggage. It's called karmic baggage. I'm not asking you to agree with me. You need to know the laws, and then you can see what I see. You have a different vision. This is not something I'm making up, but anybody who studies these laws, they know it. And I'm trying to give you the information so that you too can know it. That child coming in here is an old spirit coming back in a new vessel. Some people are like, well, that baby got an old spirit. We all got an old spirit. We all are not new to this dimension. We've been here before. When we start recognizing that, then we can start understanding these energies that are going on around us and then using them to our advantage so that when we go into the 5G, we're ready. And we're going to be winning when we go. All right. So now that is the law of correspondence. There are no victims. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Be positive and reflect positivity. Now, I was talking to a brother the other night, and he was just telling me about how his life was in shambles and he's having problems. And it's, look, I don't want to sound like Confucius, Confucius says, but listen, when you're telling me your life is in shambles, or everything is upside down and all this, then that tells me what's going on in your mind, what's going on within. You're having a problem within. When you stop fighting within you, then those problems outside are going to go away. So now watch this now. I said to you, everyone is reflecting whatever energy you put out. So when there's someone who comes at you and let's say they do something that's upsetting to you, and this is what I've learned. This is what I've learned. I've learned to see how I've made somebody feel in the past better when I get the negative stuff than I do with the positive, because I can see it. I can, when someone comes up to me and they do something that is so annoying or so upsetting or so aggravating or whatever it is, I have to stop and think now, wait a minute. Who did I make feel this way in the past? Who did I make feel this way in the past? And there's always somebody who I've done something to that this person is doing to me. And as I learned to grow in that knowledge and step back before I have the knee-jerk reaction to go in on this person, before I have that knee-jerk reaction, I have to think, wait a minute, this is an energy. Who did I make feel this way? And what I have noticed is when I learn to deal with that from a spiritual perspective, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. See, this person is just returning an energy to me. This person is just returning an energy to me. And when I see it on this side and I clear it up, I go back and apologize and ask for forgiveness for whatever it is that I did to this person over here goes away. This energy that they were giving to me goes away. These are things that I see for myself. I don't have to fight over here in this physical. I need to deal with the spiritual side over here. And making sure that I ask this person to please forgive me for whatever it is that I did to upset them. Now, sometimes we don't have that ability to go back and ask for forgiveness for, and we don't even know who it is because it happened. Normally, these energies, they're coming within 4 to 7 days. This is what my frequency shows. You got to watch yours, and then you can see how your frequency is. So when I go back and I am dealing with this on the spiritual side, this goes away over here. This person goes away. This energy that they were bringing to me, it goes away. So we got to recognize that. The law of correspondence, those are some things that I personally am putting into order, and I'm seeing when I have my issues, it's like, okay, who do I need to deal with on this spiritual side? All right, so now that's the law of correspondence. Law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect. Nothing is happenstance. Every energy that we put into the universe must be returned to us. We reap what we sow positivity. So we have people that think, and this is a big one. This is a big one right here. Because we have people that don't understand that nothing is happenstance. And I need y'all to pay attention. Because when we start developing governments and all of this to govern people, we've got to recognize like there are no victims and nothing is happenstance. These are laws. I'm not making it up. This is what the law says. I don't make none of this up. So when I talk about that, we have people who think, oh, she got robbed. Man, that just happens to anybody. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I'm going to give you another principle that is known with respect to universal laws. What's done in the dark must come to the light. All about it. My mama used to say that. All right, you ready to go outside? What's done in the dark must come to the light. And that really meant go out there and get pregnant. Go out there and have sex if you want to. You're going to get pregnant, whatever. All right, I ain't had a problem. But I knew what that meant. I didn't know what it meant with respect to these universal laws. So when you see someone getting an energy on them, that's not happenstance. Oh, somebody stole her car. Somebody broke into her house. That's the universe telling you that that's an energy that she has put out. She's not going to tell you that, oh, she would never do it. The universe is telling you. Question is, do you have cognitive dissonance? So even some of us who've had things stolen from us, we can go back and look at how before that we stole from somebody else. If you're willing to be honest. Because, when you're dealing with these laws, you've got to be willing to be honest with self. So yeah, when we're talking about this law of cause and effect, law of correspondence, nothing is happenstance, there are no victims. If you're seeing someone get an energy, again, going back to that baby, see, because these laws have been hidden from us, everything has been made to seem convoluted or complex, when it's really not that complex. It's really not. When you get these laws and you truly understand what they are and how to stand on them, you have a totally different vision. And the question is, are you willing to let go of whatever your ego is, let go of your emotions, and just step back and see the picture for what it is. See the universe as she talks. You can tell me out of your mouth, well, nah, I would never, ever, ever do. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. The universe just said something else. I've been there where I have questioned these laws. And I was like, universe, please. This doesn't line up with what I'm seeing or what I think I know. Help me to see what's real. When you stand on these laws and you know that they're real, I say to you, you have a different vision, and it goes beyond what these carnal eyes can see. It goes into the past. You can see in the past. You can see into folks' future. You know, this ain't about, oh, I think, I guess, I might, it could be. No, it is, you know. And this is the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius is to know. I am an Aquarius, yeah. And I say to you, when you understand these laws, you have a different vision. So going on to number 6, law of compensation. This is one of my favorites. I use this one all the time. This is how I manifest everything that I'm wanting. Law of compensation. It's fun, it is simple, and it's easy. It's talking about all energies, positive and negative, that we put into the universe are returned to us many times over. Multiply the return of your positive investment of energy. All right, what are we talking about? See, law of compensation. I tell people that the energies come back for me, my frequency, 4 to 7 days. If I put an energy out here, I'm gonna see it 4 to 7 days later. Now, what you got to understand is when we're talking about, I'm gonna use Federal Reserve notes in this example. Let's say you put out $1. Now, the frequency of that return, I know for me, it's at least 5. So if I put out $1, within 4 to 7 days, I'm going to see at least $5 off of that $1. If I put $100 out, I know in 4 to 7 days, I'm going to see at least $500. That's just a minimum of the frequencies that I've seen for myself. See, y'all do it all the time. You don't even recognize you're doing it. Y'all know when you went out to the gas station, or you saw the guy on the corner, or you saw this little kid over here, and you gave them some money, and you didn't think anything about it. But a few days later, you got that return many times over. It's happened to us, all of us. We didn't recognize that it was a law. It's a law. So it's not just money that happens with. You can use it with anything. And so it is about what your intent is. So for me, I'm going to give you an example. When I was traveling, doing my tours in Argentina. In Argentina, I remember when I was first learning these laws. And one of the principles that kept ringing was, if you want it, you must give it away. If you want it, you must give it away. All right. So I got to the point where I wanted better hotel rooms. I just wanted better. And I was like, and I don't want to pay a whole bunch of money, and I want it free if I can. That was my thought. So I said, okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give away a hotel room. I'm going to give away a hotel room. And I had a show that night at a hotel. A show where I was singing blues, jazz, funk, rock, hip hop, the cumbia, which is the South America music. So I went and I said, okay, I'm going to give away a hotel room tonight to somebody. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know who I was going to give it to. But when I was doing the show, or after I had done the show, it was at a hotel. And this woman came up and she's like, Diva, we love your music. Thank you so much. It was so great. It was wonderful. She was just so giving me so many praises. And I was like, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I asked her, I was like, well, what room are you staying in? And she told me her room. And so I went to the desk, front desk, and I put money for her room. I asked, how much is her room? And I put the money in an envelope and gave it to the front desk manager and told him to put that on her room. And she got it, and she was just so thankful. She was thankful. And I didn't think anything more about it. I was like, okay. So I went to the next town that I was touring. I was on tour in. Went to the next town, and I'm looking for a hotel. So as I'm, looking, I got everybody. Nobody had a room. Nobody had a room. So I got to the last place, and the guy, I went into the hotel, and I said, "Do you have a room? One person?" Blah blah blah. He was like, "Yeah, we got one room. I'll show it to you." So he showed me the room. It was nice. It was real nice. He's all right. This $800. I was like, "Damn, 800. All right, $800 a night. Fine, I'll take it." So he says, "But wait, how many days are you staying?" I was like, "Well, I'll be here for 7 days, about, more or less." He was like, "Well, we'll do it for 400 a night." Cool, great, thank you. He's like, "What? Why are you here? What are you here? Why are you here in Argentina?" Because I'm dark skinned, and there are not too many dark skinned people in Argentina. So he's like, "Well, why are you here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm on tour. I sing blues, jazz, funk, rock." He's like, "Oh, okay. Well, listen." He said, "We have a big audience here today. They're here for a soccer match or whatever. Would you be interested in singing for the group?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would love to sing for the group." And tell you what, instead of paying me, let's just barter, because really I prefer to barter anyway. Any way I can get away from using money, that's what I want to do. I was like, let's just barter. And I was like, I tell you what, you just give me the week for free, and then I'll do the show. He was like, okay. So let me say, I just got 7 days in a hotel for free because I paid one back at this other hotel one night. So this is what I'm saying to you. That was coincidence. Okay, call it coincidence if you want, but I do this regularly. That's how I travel. One of the ways is one of the tools that I use when I'm traveling. I put these laws into effect. And so now I went from having to pay 800 a night down to 400 a night, down to free for the whole week that I was going to stay there. And so not only did I get that night free, because see, for me, look, I don't have bills, light bill, gas bill, what, I don't deal with that. Cell phone, I don't deal with none of that. I got where I live, my transportation, and my food. That's it. Well, guess what? The living expense, that was gone now. My transportation, that was going to be taken care of with tips. The food, they will feed me. So really everything was taken care of with that one deal. So what I'm saying is, because by the way, when I just do tips, they'll tip me more than the place that hired me was going to pay me anyway. At least in Argentina, they don't play when it comes to tipping. They are serious. So I'm saying to you that these laws, what I use, and the more I apply them, the more I put them in effect, the more I see them working. Listen, let me tell y'all something. When y'all see people who are quote unquote rich, or who, well off or well to do, watch how giving they are. Just watch it. You see some of these videos where these guys are making all this money or whatever, watch how they give. And you're going to start to understand that they are using these laws as well. Some of them don't even understand it because it's embedded. When it comes to the Albion, it's like embedded in their society. They're going to give. You go out with them, but what you want to drink? We have two beers over here, 2 beers for my friend. We need to get that embedded back into our society. When you learn to give, it must come back by law. And so when it becomes a part of you, because these are muscles now, using these laws, this is building up your muscle, because some of us are not used to that. I had to be used to giving. In North America, we feel like, oh, we're gonna tip $1 or $2 and that's good. No, when I got here down here, I'm like, I had to learn dollar. No, 10, 15, 20, $50, $100. I got used to that because they were doing the same for me. They didn't have no problems tipping me. I had to learn to be used to giving. So that again is just an example of how I use these laws when I'm traveling. Law of attraction. Of course, we're going to attract whatever we are. And it's funny. We're thinking we deserve this and we deserve that, and I deserve this kind of mate, and that, but we're not what we're expecting somebody else to be. Also, we're not respecting, especially when I hear women talk about my baby daddy, he this and he that, and they're talking nasty about the being that they were with. Well, it's like you are talking about yourself, because you attracted that entity, you attracted that being. So what does that say about you, that you laid down with this entity? You understand? Because every energy that you're saying they put out on you is the same energy you put out on them. I remember I had this sister, I don't believe in the law of attraction. I don't care if you believe in it or not. It's just a law. It's a law. You don't have to believe in nothing. But I tell you what, after I sat down and talked to her, she told me, oh yeah, well, he cheated on me and he did this and he was whatever, lying and all this other stuff that she said. The more we talked, the more she revealed that she had done the exact same thing to her mate. So you can say to me out your mouth all you want to about, oh, the law of attraction don't work, and the law of attraction, a law of this ain't real, and I don't agree. You don't have to agree with it. This is not what I made up. This is just what I stand on. That's it. And I stand on it hard because I know it's real. Don't believe me. Take the information and apply it. I dare you. I dare you. And watch your life change. I know, because I travel the world with it. Law of perpetual transmutation of energy. As spiritual beings, we have the power to vibrate on a higher level and enhance our lives, generating positive thoughts and partaking in positive actions. All right. The law of relativity. This one is huge. This one is huge. When we're talking about the law of relativity, this is dealing with how big your mind makes something. Listen, this is what I tell people. This is what I tell people all the time. They look at a number and they think that the little price there, that, oh, this is $1,000. This is and that shuts their mind down. Automatically, it's like, I can't have that because of that little price tag. I have to tell people that damn number don't pertain to you unless you say it does. Well, what the hell are you talking about, Diva? How am I supposed to get it? And then if I can't pay the money. Money is right here. Money is right here. I'm going to give you an example. And I'm going to make it quick because I want to move into the hierarchy of laws. But I had this vision that I wanted to be on ESPN2. I had a television show. It was called Take Two Sports. It was a sports show from a woman's perspective. We had it syndicated. It was in Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina. So we were syndicated in 4 states. And I was like, I want this on ESPN2. And the price tag for ESPN2 was high. And I said, I want this in a mall. I said, I want to broadcast from a mall in Georgia. And I want this on ESPN2. And the price on that mall was high, but I wanted it. And to be honest with you, I called the guy. I was like, look, the spirits was like, look, if you want it, you've been manifesting everything you want all the way up to this time. If you want it, all you need to do is remember the money is in your mind. You know what? I got to tell you this before I go into that, and then I'll move on. All right, I got to tell you what happened. All right, so during this time of my television show career, I was at a radio interview with this woman who was on AM radio, and I went there, and there was this guy. He was just talking, blah 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 blah. He was like, he's just giving all this information, all these great words and words to live by, because he taught children how to play chess. Okay, so he's in there, and at this time I was at a low point. My mind was low. I was beat up because I had been working so hard on this TV show, and I had put my business had run into debt. I had run it into debt behind this TV show. But I believed in this TV show, and I wanted to do it. And I was like, we're going to do this TV show no matter what. But at this time, like I said, I had syndicated it, and I had put us all in those 4 states. And I had still was learning how to really make money. But anyway, I went into this. I was at this TV station, a radio station rather, to do this interview with this sister. And there was this guy there, and he was on before me, and he was like, all right. He's like, I'm gonna tell y'all what the money is. Y'all get your pen and paper ready. I'm ready to tell you what the money is. And at this time, I'm like, oh, snap. He's ready to tell me what the money is. Let me get ready. Yes. Because I'm thinking he's going to tell me, okay, you're going to go down to the state house, and you're going to fill out these papers, and you're going to wait 2 to 3 weeks, and then the money's going to come in. And I'm like, yeah, okay, where's the money? Okay, I'm ready. Okay, where's the money? He said, okay, so the money's right here. I was like, the money is right here. Really, I was mad as hell. I was mad as hell because I was not ready to hear the money is right here. What the hell are you? Look, man. Hey, I ain't got time for this. I need to know where the money is. I was not ready to hear this information about the money being in your mind. Look, stop playing. You know what I'm saying? What is all this? I wasn't ready to receive that message. But somehow, when I was sitting there thinking about how I wanted my television show, it was probably about 2 weeks later. By this time, really, I had run I had maxed everything out. Because I'm gonna tell you, to run the television show, the one that I was syndicating, it was like paying a house note and a car note every week. And so for me to even go to getting it to ESPN2 and then in the mall, man, I had to really do some magic. And so what ended up happening, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, yes, I want it in the mall, and I want it on ESPN2. I want that. And the Spirit said, well, then get it. All you got to do is take the first step, and I'm going to help you with the rest. That's what I heard. You just take the first step, and I'll do the rest, because you've been manifesting everything you want up to this point. If you want it, the money is in your mind. And that's when it clicked. The money is in your mind. So it was like, take the first step. And that's what I did. I went to the mall and I said, hey, I would like to have a spot here in the center of the mall, because I have a television show that I want to broadcast from here. And he gave me a price. And I said to him, also, I want to, what kind of space can I have? Because in my mind, you know what I was thinking? I was like, you know what if I put some cars in here? If I get a car dealer and put some cars in here, then, and I can get a sponsorship from the car dealer. Well, now we start talking, because now it became, I don't have to foot the bill or do all the work. I have something of value to give someone else. So that's exactly what I did. And listen, let me tell y'all something. When I went to the mall, I barely had enough money to put gas in my tank. Barely had enough money to put gas in my tank. But I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it happen. And so I got there to the mall, because this was that time when gas was real high. So anyway, I got to the mall, talked to the guy, we made a contract, we made the deal. And actually, before I did that, I had to broker the deal, because at this time I had to go find a sponsor. I had to find sponsors. So I got a car sponsor, I got a golf sponsor, I had a couple of other sponsors to come in, a bar, a restaurant. So I had a couple of other sponsors to come in, and I ran commercials on my spot for them. So now I got my 10-week season in the mall on ESPN2. And this is because instead of thinking, oh, well, the price is all the way up here, what do I need to whittle that down? Because the money was in my mind. What do I have to offer to other people such that I can get the funding needed for this particular project that I want? The money was in my mind. And so when I got off of, oh, well, the price is too high for this and the price is too high for that, no, it became, now, well, what do I need to do? And when I did that, when I thought about, okay, well, all of these people who I have around me, I know a guy who races cars and owns a car lot. I know a bar. I know restaurants. I know people who golf. Yeah, I can give them commercials on my spot. And there you have it. I turned the mountain into a molehill. That's dealing with the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. An issue is only as big as your mind. So when you're looking at these price tags, don't let them stop you. If you want that damn car, if you want that car, that price tag is not what's stopping you. Your mind and your ability to think yourself into that car, that's the only thing that's stopping you. That's it. So that's one of the ones, again, I use these laws. Universal law of relativity. The size of a problem is relative to your ability to place the situation to the perspective within your mind. That's universal law of relativity. The universal law of polarity. This is this one right here. 5G to 5D. The law of polarity. You're trying to use this 5G to bury me or to hurt my cells or to do all these other things. I'm going to use your 5G to take me into the fifth dimension, baby. I stay winning. I stay winning. Why? Because I know when you give me dirt, I know how to step up on it and use it to elevate myself. Universal law of rhythm. Listen, this planet has a rhythm. And if you're vibrating low, you're going to have a hard time as it transitions into the fifth dimension or whatever other dimension it's transitioning into. It has a rhythm. How high are you vibrating? Are you vibrating high enough to keep up with it? Universal law of gender. All things have feminine and masculine. All things. The brother, you have feminine and masculine. I encourage you to definitely get in touch with your feminine side. Some of y'all, I ain't got no feminine energy. I bet you better find it. And sisters, recognize with your masculine energy. All right, so those are the universal laws. Once again, go download those from UNA republic.com/docs, UNArepublic.com/docs. Now, I want to get into the hierarchy of laws. Before we get up out of here, I want to thank you all for joining me today. I hope you're getting something out of this information. Listen, this is the money. Y'all want those lower laws. That's fine, I give them to you. But you want to know where the real money is? These sessions I give that people sleep on. These sessions I give where I'm really showing you, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn how good you are at the paperwork. or trying to fight somebody in court. If your spiritual energy is off, if all of this stuff underneath is off, nothing you do on this physical side is going to work. I'm telling you that. I just showed you where the money is. You're talking about gaining something. Where's your mind? If your mind is negative, you're vibrating low, you're going to have a hard time manifesting anything except for negativity. That's where the money is, universal law. Now, let's talk about the hierarchy of laws. I have a lot of people that come to me and they have this notion that it is paperwork that frees them. Paperwork does not free you. Your knowledge of self is what gives you freedom. Paperwork does not free you. Your knowledge of self is what gives you freedom. And so if you don't know self, if you don't know who you are, then you're going to stay the slave that you have claimed to be. Now, I went over, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go over this too, not today, but probably Tuesday, we'll go over what it is to be in law or be in court, rather, how to deal or handle yourself when you're in court. And peace, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us, Robert and Todd and Divine. And Divine, where you been? Miss you, brother. Thank y'all for joining us. So now, going into the hierarchy of laws. As I said, when I just went over the universal laws, the highest of laws is the universal laws. That's up here at the top. That's dealing with your spiritual energies, and basically whatever you put out must come back. That's the basis of universal laws. Whatever energies you put out must come back. Now, we're talking about natural laws. We're talking about the way nature and all beings manifest in this third dimension. All right, natural laws, how beings manifest in this third dimension. Now, also, when you're talking about natural laws, you're talking about looking at nature and respecting how nature does things. For example, when you plant a seed in nature, nature is not going to just give you one back. When you plant a seed in nature, she's going to give you a whole bunch of seeds back. Okay, so that's that one-to-many relationship that we talked about with the law of compensation in universal laws. You got to understand that nature is only mimicking universal laws. Nature is only mimicking the universal laws. So you got to, keep that in mind. How things manifest and learning to respect the things that manifest here in the third dimension. If you, like for example, here's a plastic bottle. What's a plastic bottle? Well, it's plastic. It's got a nature. All right. You don't want to take plastic and put it over heat. You're going to use metal for that. You're not respecting the nature of this bottle if you think you're going to put something in it and heat it up in this plastic over some heat. Well, you're not respecting the nature of the vessel. That same thing where, women not respecting the nature of the man when she's expecting him to do certain things that he already told her that he's not good at in the first place. But you keep trying to make him do it. You're not respecting him or his nature. All right. Now, that's nature, natural laws, laws of maxim. These are known as God's laws. Y'all need to recognize this because a lot of people are just clueless. I'm going to tell y'all again, for those of y'all who missed it, the laws of maxim, these are also known as God's laws. These are the laws that come straight out of the Bible. I know. Some of y'all like the Bible. Listen, y'all better come up off of that and listen to why. Every law on this land comes from the Bible. All these laws come from the Bible. Not only that, when you're talking about God's laws, these laws stand above any other laws that man's right. The only thing higher than these are natural and universal laws. If y'all don't have these, go to unarepublic.com/stocks and pull them down. All right, listen. When you're talking about, let's say you're going into court. I mentioned going into court. When you go into court and they have you, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Now, you got your hand on the Bible. That's where it used to be because the Bible was a set of laws. This was a set of laws. And what would happen is you're swearing that you're going to uphold the laws of this God. Now, some of y'all be like, well, what God? God mean this and God mean that. I don't care. I don't care. What you want to do is know what God means to them. Because when you recognize that, then you need to be like, well, what does this God believe? What's this God's laws? Well, this God has told you that you have the right to not contract, that nobody can force you into a contract, that you have the right to bear arms, that you have the right to protect yourself, that you have the right to travel this planet without any kind of governmental ID. This guy that says you are free. I don't give a damn what your religion is. You might want to get in touch with this God that they're talking about and understand what these laws are. Because this God is telling you that these people are doing some dirt to you. But because you don't know how to stand on these laws, because you don't know what this God is or what these laws are about, and the fact that all these laws come from the laws of Maximus, from that Bible, any Bible, doesn't matter what religious book you're reading, doesn't matter. Quran, the Talmud, it doesn't matter. What does your Bible say? That's your God. You want to get in touch with that and understand that that's where your true power is, not in the Constitution. We ain't even got to that yet. We haven't. See, I can tell you this. When you start talking about the laws of Maxim, they stand supreme. Supreme. I don't give a damn what their laws are. How do I know this? Because I had to deal with these people in Argentina. When we're talking about these laws, they are worldwide, planet-wide. And everybody who deals with any kind of court, they swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, they have to deal with these laws of Maxim. Because this right here, when you're doing this, do you swear that we're talking about a God now? We're talking about a God. And now we're talking about some laws of Maxim. They always got to be in there. And it doesn't matter whether you go to Italy, China, Japan, Africa, North America, South America, all the gods are the same. The God is the same. So when you invoke that you are under the laws of Maxim, they got to respect that. So when they come up to you, well, you weren't wearing your seatbelt. Well, my God says, I have to wear no seatbelt. Because these laws stand above whatever that man is trying to tell you about. Y'all got to get to know this. So all of the laws that you see written, and we're going to get into this as we get down here into these lower entities in this hierarchy of law chart. Y'all can download it. If y'all don't have it, UNA University, UNA Republic rather, unarepublic.com/DOCS docs. All right. All of these lower laws, they come from the higher laws whereby they've been switched around to purposely take away your God-given rights. The laws of Maxim are laws that are given to you by God that nobody can take away from you. You can give them away, which we do all the time because we're ignorant of them. But I'm trying to reintroduce them to you right here, right now. Sovereign is the next on the list under laws of Maxim. Sovereign is a human being. In this case, really, it's all beings. A human being that's master of self, that operates under God's laws and has the ability to create laws and constitutions for itself and corporations that it creates. All right. When we're talking about being self-governed, a sovereign, what we're saying is you got to know these universal laws, because when people are talking about ignorance of the law is no excuse, they talking about the universal laws. See, we ignorant as hell of the universal laws. And I told y'all everything comes from the top, the universe. If you're ignorant of these laws up here, you're going to mess up all kinds of stuff down here. Nothing you do down here is going to work because you're messed up here at the top. And so they use that to their advantage. Because we're ignorant, we end up putting out energies and creating things that we didn't mean to create, or we're not trying to create, because we're stuck in our ego, because we're stuck in ignorance. All right. So when we're talking about sovereign, we're talking about someone who's well aware of these universal laws and how to operate them. Someone who knows how to operate as a grown, intelligent adult. as as someone who knows how to handle their issues without involving the state, the courts, someone who knows how to deal with their adversaries. Talking about sovereigns, self-governed. See, here's the thing about being a sovereign. When you know how to govern self, you don't need a government. What does government means? Govern means to control. Ment means mind. Government means control of the mind. Control of the mind. When you have control of self, you don't need somebody else to control your mind. All right? So this is what we're talking about when we say sovereign, and recognizing the universal laws and how to use them and stand on them. All right, go into contract law. Contract laws are a set of laws which sovereigns worldwide adhere to in commerce. We're talking about an offer plus acceptance equals a contract. All right, what we're saying is that in contract law, there are principles that we as sovereigns use worldwide to contract with each other. When we're talking about treaties are laws made between two sovereigns that deal with a particular tract of land. Now, one of the things we got to understand is that you are land. You're made up of every element of the planet. That makes you walking land. That makes you a state in fact. And so when you understand that you are land, and when we go in these trust law seminars, and we're learning to develop trust, all right? We're learning to develop trust. So when we go into these seminars and we create a declaration, that declaration is a treaty between you and the county. The county is a quote unquote sovereign entity. County, not the county of, but for example, if it's Dodd County is the sovereign the sovereign entity, whereas county of Dodd, that would be the corporation. Not going into that right now, but I'm just letting you know that when you create your declaration and you put your declaration on public record, that is a treaty whereby you are declaring your vessel and what you are calling your vessel. And that has to be respected by every other entity on the planet. That is a treaty. All right? When we're talking about the next entity on this under treaties is a constitution. Y'all notice this is the order. The treaty comes first, and then the constitution comes. So when we're talking about treaties, like we're talking about the original people of the land, and they created treaties with England and all of that, those treaties come before the Constitution. They're grandfathered in, as a matter of fact, to the stand higher than the Constitution. So when we got and by the way, remember, treaties have to be signed by the people of the land. So if you got people in here signing a quote unquote treaty and they're not the original people of the land, that treaty is not valid. The true treaties are between the people of the land. So when you create your treaty for your vessel, which is land, then that's a valid treaty. But if somebody else comes in who's not your mother, for example, and they're trying to create a declaration for your land, your person, your vessel, well, forget it. That's not a valid treaty. How are they going to claim your land when you are the author of your land? But see, some of us who taking these shots, I ain't gonna get on your heart, but some of y'all taking these shots, you get ready to turn over your land, your vessel. That's another story. Next on this list, I know I just pissed somebody off. It's okay, get over that. Federal codes. Federal codes. Codes which govern corporations within corporations. This includes UCCs. So what we got to understand about federal codes are a codified version of contract law. All right, contract law is what sovereigns deal with. Federal codes is what these corporations deal with. And all of these corporations have to adhere to the federal codes worldwide. Now, for federal codes, when we're doing I talked about UCCs before I go into this. UCCs, Uniform Commercial Codes. Those of us who are, learning in law, we know what the Uniform Commercial Codes are. Those are federal codes, and they apply to all of these corporations across this planet. They have to adhere to that. All right. So it doesn't matter if it's the laws of Maxim. Anybody who's, where a situation where these people are being sworn in, like your judges, your sheriffs, your coroners, and all these other people, they have to be sworn in. Those are agents. And then anybody else who has a corporation have to adhere to these federal codes. And then this is as far as we go with respect to, learning codes, because anything underneath, because the next thing we get to is corporations. A corporation is a dead fictitious entity, and all of their code, statutes, and ordinances, they create those to purposely take away your God-given rights. So y'all go and pull this list down if you don't have it. This is how you start to learn what you gain your freedom. So you got a corporation here that's a dead fictitious entity. It operates under laws of a constitution that is created by the sovereign. It does not have the ability to create laws because it's dead. It can only create codes, statutes, and ordinances. And you got to understand, every last one of those codes, statutes, and ordinances are created to take away your God-given rights. See, watch this now. I told y'all better learn those laws of Maxim, because when you learn to stand on the laws of Maxim, you way up here. You ain't even talking about a constitution. Constitution. Start talking to these people about what God said. You're gonna get a different reaction, because the laws of Maxim are the highest. So you get down here to these corporations, what they've done is created all of these code, statutes, and ordinances for you to agree to be a citizen. A citizen, all right? A slave of the corporation to which it pledges. So when you don't recognize these code, statutes, and ordinances that are being created down here for you, you are going to agree to this set of laws. You don't forgot about your God. You forgot about what God said, because God's up here talking about, you don't have to do all that. But when you consent to it, you have given away your God-given rights. All right. So that's the corporation. They can only create code, statutes, and ordinances. So no, seatbelt, that's not a law. Speeding, that's not a law. There's a lot of things that's not a law. You just don't know that because you don't know what true law is. Y'all just know code, statutes, and ordinances. And that's the way it's meant to keep you ignorant. Police, corporations, and agents. Private agents, corporations they belong to. They're private agencies, and they're equivalent to private citizens. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm not telling you to be disrespectful to these cops, because you have to understand, just like everything else, they have a reason for being. They have a reason for being in existence. But what you're looking at when you look at a cop, you're looking at a citizen with a costume and a weapon. You're looking at a citizen because that's all they are. They're not government. None of these agencies are government. So when you see a cop, you're looking at a citizen with a costume and a weapon. They don't have any more authority to come at you and try to force you to show them ID than that little old lady on the street. They don't have any more authority. They don't have the authority. They've been made to be naive that they have this authority. And you have been made to be naive that they have this authority when they really do not. They are not government. And when you all enter our seminars, you find ways in understanding where you can see for yourself that these are not governments at all. So this is not to say to be disrespectful to them or to try to test them, because again, I say that if they're on you, it's an energy that you're drawing them. That's just how it is. Nothing is happenstance. So just recognize that and know that when we're talking about county of this or state police precinct of that, those are corporations. They're not true governments. There are no true governments. They're all corporations that are put in place because we haven't learned to govern self. But when we get back to these universal laws and learn to govern self, then they go away. You don't have to fight. You don't have to picket. You don't have to run around outside. You don't have to beat nobody down. You don't have to shoot nothing. You don't have to sharpen your weapons. You don't have to buy bullets. None of that. Get in touch with those universal laws. Clear up self, and they have to go away. That's just the law. I didn't make it up. I'm just telling you what the law says. All right, citizen. A slave of the corporation to which it pledges does not have rights. A slave does not have rights because a citizen has given up their rights to the corporation to which it pledges. You only have privileges which are given to you. You have privileges. Like when I tell you, oh, it's the driving is a privilege. Yeah, for a slave, for a citizen. But my God said I have the right to travel this territory that my God created for me. What are you telling me it's a privilege? Who gave me the privilege when my God gave me the right? Yeah. See, the problem is you're sitting as a citizen when you need to be standing as a sovereign. When you download this list, Hierarchy of Law, unarepublic.com/DOCS docs. When you download this, you're going to see where you sit as a citizen and where you stand as a sovereign. You want to be sitting or standing? Which one? See, when you're standing with God, well, you're on the top. When you're standing with the maxims of law, well, you're on the top. Where you want to be. And you got to understand, see, some people get into this notion of thinking, well, you can get away with murder. No, you can't. You can write it off. You can bypass it, but you can't get away with it. So when I say, oh, the seatbelt law is not a law, speeding is not a law. Okay, no, they're not laws, and there are ways to get around that. There's laws in this lower laws. When you learn the lower laws, you learn how to get around all of that. But at the same time, if your energies are off, and you've created a crime or you've done something to hurt someone, well, the universe will never let you off. Once again, going back to the universal laws, if you put an energy out by law, this ain't even making this up. Stephen Reed didn't make it up. If you put the energy out by law, it must come back to you. If you're receiving an energy, you put it out somewhere. And so this is why we go back to what it is to be a sovereign. A sovereign means a being that is self-governed. When you govern self, you don't need a government. However, if you do harm to someone, there is no one who is going to come to your rescue when the universe returns that energy to you. You ain't going to get off. If you stole some ish from somebody and, oh, you know what, I know how to write this law, I know how to write this contract so I can get up out of this and I'm going to just, do an A for V and do this and I'm going to get off on this. All right. But the universe is going to return that energy to you many times over. If you stole something by law, you're going to get that broken into. Understand what's done in the dark must come to the light. There's so many things that are going on that we see in this third dimension that we're not recognizing that they're just energies. And so we have our emotions all tied into it. Like, oh my God, that's terrible. How could this happen? But we're not understanding that the universe is constantly speaking to us and telling us what is going on. But because somebody come up with their mind, well, now I ain't never, I couldn't, I wouldn't, and then we go, oh, she would never do such a thing. But that's not what the universe says. I'm gonna always believe the universe because the universe doesn't lie. Whereas some people will go to their grave with some dirt that they did on somebody. Never tell a soul, but the universe is going to tell it all. So I hope you all got some insight on this. I went through today the universal laws and the hierarchy of laws. And listen, this is the real money. This is the real money right here. I've been giving it to y'all for free. One day y'all gonna listen. This is the real money. And I say to you, when you learn the universal laws will give you another vision. This is when you become oracle-esque. When somebody asks me, yes, I am an oracle. I can tell you what happened in the past. I can tell you some things happen in the future. Now wait till I get numerology and astrology under my belt. It's gonna be a wrap. Y'all don't talk to me at all. Because I'm gonna know. The universal laws are going to help you to have that other vision. The hierarchy of laws, they will help you gain your freedom because your freedom starts with knowledge of self. All right. If you're not understanding where you are on this this hierarchy of law chart, if you're not understanding how these laws, because you are a set of laws. You are a set of laws. And if you're not understanding, where you stand with this, what happens when you put a declaration and that it is a treaty. If you're not understanding that when you have the right to write your own constitution that stands above the United States Constitution. See all y'all out here, the United States Constitution says, the United States Constitution. What did God say? What did God say? Y'all didn't take no time to find out what the maxims of laws are, or the laws of maxim. Find out what that is. Also known as God's laws, coming straight from the Bible. Some of y'all be Bible thumping harder than anybody, have no clue of how to use that document or that book or that contract, which is what it is, in a court to get yourself free. That book is powerful. I'm not saying it's the perfect word of God. You didn't heard me say that, because it's not. But it's doggone powerful. It's doggone powerful. And when you know how to use it and wield it, all kind of things will come to you. So learning this hierarchy of law gains you your freedom. Understanding the universal laws gains you a new vision. And so we come with UNA University and we tie it all together because all of it is together. All of it is together. So you want to get with these lower laws and, I need to know how to write this and write that. You better get your universal laws in order first. This is the real money. I want to invite everybody. We have 3 seminars this summer. History seminar, where we're dealing with what you never learned. Y'all want to be a part of that. Y'all can go to unauniversity.com/history for that. That's going to be Sundays. All right. Back to basics. If y'all have ever wanted to know trust, the basics of trust law and establishing your sovereignty, all of these, what we're talking about with the hierarchy of laws, you want to be a part of this. Back to basics. We're going from the beginning, helping you understand, how we got into this mess, what's really going on with the system. Back to basics, setting up your trust, where we're going to go step by step. You're going to do it. If you've been in this game for 5 to 10 years, you need to be in this seminar. All right. So that's going to be at unauniversity.com/basics. BASICS. Basics. Then we have the financial instrument course, which is our upper level course, where we're going to be writing financial instruments, A for V's, bonds, certificates, you name it, promissory notes. We're going to be writing these instruments. And we're going to apply them to different scenarios, whether it be child support, it could be court situations, it could be mortgage situations. We're going to apply these instruments. All right. We're going to go over some writing, some contract writing, and as well as some of our administrative processes. All right, we're going deep in this one. This is our upper level course. If you want to be a part of this, you have to have the prerequisites. You got to know the basics. You got to be in trust or about to go into trust and able to show that you are ready to go into trust. You want to be a part of that seminar? You go to unauniversity.com/instruments. All right, /instruments. So I encourage y'all, go to YouTube, please, and subscribe to the channel UNA Republic. All right. So, and we're gonna get on our way with this summer coming up. Look, 5G to 5D. We stay winning, baby. We stay winning. I want y'all to know we are winning because we are learning these laws. We are not just learning them, though. We are standing on them. We are applying them. And I told y'all, listen, I don't want you to believe me. I want you to go and look up this information. Go get these laws. unarepublic.com/docs, DOCS. Go and download these laws and apply them. I dare you. And watch your life change. I ain't telling you to believe me. Don't believe me. Just go and apply them. You heard what I said about how I use these things in my life regularly to manifest all kind of things. Go and apply the laws. I dare you. And watch your life change. All right. If y'all have any questions, y'all can hit us up on Facebook, UNA America. I love y'all. I'm out. Thank you for joining us, Regina, Divine, Sunshine, Clarice, Clarence, and everybody else. Dolores, thank y'all, Jason. So I'm out. We're going to see y'all Tuesday. All right. Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm out. Bye-bye. Love ya.